different players. One of them just popped up today. João Palhinha went from Fulham to Bayern Munich. And now he's being talked about coming to United for just £25 million. Hasn't really hit the ground running at Bayern Munich. And United are looking for another CDM. I think he's EPL proven. He's a little older. Sir, what do you make of this news? I'm glad we're being linked to a central midfielder, given that Casemiro is older. And the manager didn't really like Ugarte in the final. We need reinforcement there. I feel like we talk about this every summer. What do you make about Palhinha?
I mean, he's a profile player that we were certainly interested in signing when he left Fulham in the first place, someone that we thought United should have been all over. Obviously, the age was a consideration, and it's hard for any player to turn down Bayern Munich, especially given where United is at the moment. A little disappointed because Ugarte, we spent big money. You know, that other than the Lenny Euro transfer, that was the big money signing of last summer. He's still youngish. He's around 24, limited, right? He's very good at one thing, and that's getting the ball back, but he's not a playmaker, and he's not as good of a passer as some of these players like Palhinha. So I think if he could get it for cheap, you know, you still have Casemiro. What happens there? He looks likely to run out his contract at Manchester United for the last year of it. But the priorities exist elsewhere, obviously. That's what my concern is. We need goals. They seem to be focusing on that with Mbeumo and Cunha now in. He certainly tightens things up, but, you know, we just bought Ugarte a year ago, and INEOS bought him. So it's a little concerning because that feels like that should have been a signing to strengthen that position, sitting next to Bruno Fernandes in that holding two. What are your thoughts, sir? He fits the profile, but we have other I want a goalie ahead of another CDM in my mind.
Yeah, he played 17 games in the Bundesliga, 5 in the Champions League. Looking at his stats, he excels among midfielders in the categories: passes attempted, pass completion rate, also tackles 93rd percentile, blocks 79th percentile, interceptions not doing too much there. Progressive carries 4th percentile. So you're looking at another Ugarte profile. This is somebody who's going to basically tackle, get the ball back, and then pass it on. I mean, as far as a profile for a CDM, his age is getting up there, but he is EPL proven. He was lights out at Fulham. I rated him at Fulham. I thought we should have been involved in the discussion in signing him. I don't know. I'm lukewarm here. United, I'd like to go younger in the midfield. If you're going to look for someone, Brighton has a few good central midfielders I think we should be in for. Someone who is more versatile, can get forward as well. I think you need that engine, whereas a Palhinha, it's kind of like that Casemiro Ugarte flavor as well. I think we're kind of stacking too many older midfielders who play in a certain style of way, and I think we need someone more dynamic, looking for more of that athleticism that Ruben Amorim talks about.
Yeah, it's a big step down, you know. Bundesliga is a great league, but it's not the Premier League, the level of physicality, even him being out of it for a couple years. It's a huge, huge difference. And that's something that United needs to be mindful of. And at the same time, it's like priorities. I think my priorities lie elsewhere. And if I was to go for a player who's 29, I would more likely go for a ready-made striker that can maybe take pressure off of Rasmus Højlund, so he doesn't have to start, or a new goalie, right? Even like the Martinez, he's up there in age, but goalies, they age differently, and that's a completely different profile than having a soon-to-be 30-year-old player, right? He'll be 30 by the time the next season starts. We've seen aging legs before. He's also on a decent salary in Munich. This one concerns me. I'm hoping this is just an agent looking to get maybe his fee up or drum up interest elsewhere, sir.
But at the rumored fee that we're talking about, £25 million could be worth a punt as long as the wages are in line. I just don't want another long-term deal, 3 to 4 years max with an option. If you could get down to like $150, it could be worth a punt. But I think you probably need to get someone a better age, someone with a bigger engine, someone who can dominate the midfield at Manchester United. We got to be looking towards the future here in the middle of the park, especially if Bruno Fernandes is staying. I feel like there's a big job to do in the midfield. I don't know if I'm sold on Palhinha just yet.